Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Can we really have it all? Feel amazing in our bodies and build financial freedom? Spoiler alert, yes we can. So today's episode, I am diving into how health and wealth go hand in hand, especially for us busy mums who are building our businesses between bringing our kids up and just routines in general. And I'm going to talk about how we are going to sustain, our health and on our business, because sometimes what I feel is over this last year, I picked the word vitality because I really needed to work on my health. I mean, being a personal trainer, I don't do that anymore. I'm always looking at, my optimal health and how I can improve that. But you know what? Life gets in the way. Things get in the way all the time. And you know what? When people say, well, you should know better, you're a qualified PT. It doesn't matter. Things happen. I've had pain. I've had bereavement. Things have changed for me. I turned 40. Honestly, you think that you're going to stay a type of way forever. It's not. And we do throw ourselves into business more than parenting. And we do neglect ourselves. I mean, I do try and go to the gym. I try and work out. Obviously, I don't work in the gym anymore. Routines are a little bit different. I've got to put my son first. I've got to put my family first. I work, I run my business, I clean the house, I was caring for my nan. But my health took a hit last year. I must, being stressed out and having a lot going on. I went for an over 40s blood test and my sugar was in diabetic range. And I was like, what? Everything else was fine. I was like, this must be a fluke. Let's do another. Yep. It was quite high. I was like, well, I am going to the toilet a lot, but I do anyway after having my son. There was so obviously I got a diabetic nurse. I was really embarrassed because of my job. And my husband's like, I don't get this because yeah, you have put a little bit of weight on, but you are so healthy. Your meals are healthy. Maybe my portions were getting a little bit big. The odd takeaway now and again, for nothing in a lazy way or a greedy way. So not that I thought was extreme or, we all probably have food noise of some sort. So yeah, I had a massive shock. So obviously we spoke to a diabetic nurse and I never really talked about it online much because it's my health journey and you don't always want to put things out there because people can be quite negative, but they offer me medication, some jabs, just weekly and some other tablets as well to go with that. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this, but because it was so soon, the diagnosis, it was we can reverse this in 3 months. I was like, oh, I just don't know what to do. I'm not into, I'm on my pain patches already. I don't really want to take anything else. Obviously, you see the news, everybody has got this big hype about things. This is a diabetic medication, but I've got friends that are using it for weight loss and who are obese, who need the drug. So I was like, I really don't know what to do, and have a think about it. And then obviously they rang me up, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. Absolutely. I spoke to my mum, my husband. My husband was obviously way up for, I'll do anything that support you, just look after yourself. My mum was a bit sceptical. Obviously, she's a child, and, I think it scared her. So I don't want you to be diabetic, because obviously there's diabetes in the family. We've had health problems, we've had leg problems, eye problems within the family. I think I was in shock. I was disgusted. I felt all these a range of things because I'm not lazy. Everyone, people diabetic. I was like, surely this can't be. I said to her, but I don't have any. I'm fine. I'm fit. I'm good. And the doctor's like, yeah, but if you wouldn't have come for the blood test, you could have got 2 years down the line. Things could have changed. obviously I do take really good priority of my health. I always have my blood check, I always have my smears, my cholesterol's really good. And I was like, I don't get why this sugar was coming up really high. I've had quite a few friends that have been getting quite resistant to insulin. So I was like, I just don't know what to do. So obviously I started the process in January, and I've just been behind the scenes, just making sure that I'm taken care of, and just really reducing, obviously eat really clean, making sure that I'm looking at my sugary, intake. And even though I don't really have loads of sugar, just little things that I would think, oh, that's nothing. We do become resistant to glucose, and obviously the foods eating late at night, we do store our sugars, and even if we just have a meal late at night, that's going to store anyway. And obviously energy in versus energy out, I was just maintaining, and then I started increasing weight, but I was putting weight on pretty fast. And I was like to my doctor, I have put a lot of weight on, I don't understand why. And I told him everything that I do for work, I'm on my feet. And he's like, yeah, but because you've gone into the sugar range, your body's not working like it used to be, so your sugars are you're just gaining more weight. And I said, I just don't get, I'm trying to diet, you name it, I've done it. The thing is, I have yo-yo dieted for years. I've done lots of fads, shakes, you name it. I've done it. I worked in the gyms, I used to do meal plans, and I was bulking myself up because I used to do a lot of boxing and weight training. Don't do that anymore. And then just life just happens and changes, and yeah, so it's worked. My diabetes has gone now. So but this last 2 weeks, I've felt a little bit, I've just felt a little bit sickly. I've had not really any side effects at all. I've been totally fine. And it isn't the medication. What it is because I'm being naughty not eating enough food, because I don't feel like a lot of food at all. So obviously I've been fasting and not having anything in the morning, maybe like 10:30, 11, having something to eat, maybe 12 o'clock. But obviously I've been reducing, so I'm on my salads, chicken protein, doing all that like I should do, but I'm not having a lot of it. And I've cut a lot of things out of my diet, so my body's gone from having this overload of food to completely just stripping it back to natural. And yeah, so my blood tests come back. So I went for my HbA1c, that's come down again, so it's in perfect range now. So now I can start that process of coming off the medication now. And my folic acid was low, my iron was low, and my B12 was just borderline. But it obviously, since last time, it had dropped. And obviously that says that can cause that feeling dizzy or a little bit fatigued. And I've just felt like I feel like I need naps in the afternoon, where I can't really nap, but I've just been going in my office and putting my eyes back, and I'm doing a client, then thinking, right, I've got to get through the next client. And I've been like silently struggling, thinking, but I'm great, I'm healthy, there's no diabetes now, everything's gone. And yeah, it's just one of them things. So don't think it's the medication, it's you should be eating more. So even though I don't feel like eating, I've eaten more today than ever. So obviously I need to maintain this weight and lifestyle when I come off the medication. So that'll be in the next couple of months. It's going to be going back to normal, going to be on my own, because obviously when I reach the right BMI for my height is when obviously now, usually I do 3 months blood tests, and my sugars have dropped dramatically back to normal. And then I had my results yesterday, and my results were back even lower. So it's brilliant now. So I need to be in this zone where my sugars don't. Obviously, when I stop the medication, the problem is it's got to make sure that it's all balanced out. So because obviously I'm going to be more hungry, and I'm going to feel like I want more food. So I've got to be careful that I'm not overeating. I'm not eating the sugary foods, because obviously my body now is going to be resistant to it. I am going to be susceptible of it coming back. And I don't want that, because obviously it's all about my health. Health is wealth. If you don't have that, I can't work. Like, I nearly had to cancel work on Monday, and I thought, so I've had a couple of days off this week just to like recoup. Luckily I'd booked a couple of days, because sometimes I think what it was the week before, it was like Christmas week. I was constantly working non-stop. And then I thought, I need to book some time, have a bit of a date day this week. I had some stuff on at my son's school, so I thought I've just booked some time out in my diary, so it is important to do that. But I'm glad I did it because I've had my hair done this morning. I've just been to the school to watch something at school, so I've been able to build my energy back up. I've eaten more, and I knew the something wasn't right because I've just not been able to do the working out that I've not been going to the gym at 6. My friend hasn't been going either. I think she's fell off the wagon a little bit. So I've been walking on the treadmill, but because I thought I knew myself that if I was to do that, I'm going to deplete myself pretty quick. So yeah, I'm still in calorie deficit, which is really important when you are losing weight to be in calorie deficit, because if we are maintaining our calories every day, that's why we struggle to lose weight sometimes. We feel like we're not eating a lot, but it's surprising, even like in a cappuccino, there's 100 to 200 calories alone, 250 for having like syrup with it. So could you imagine if I was having a couple of those a day, and maybe having like a Kit Kat or something else, which we just think, oh, we'll have a biscuit. We don't actually know how many calories in a biscuit. Look, like 100 to 200 calories. Having 3 meals a day, it is a lot. And I spoke to my doctor about this and the diabetic nurse. We don't actually need 3 meals a day, and it is really good for fasting. And I think the way they've never seen anyone reverse it this quick. I said, well, because what I've been doing, I've stripped everything back, because I see a lot of people that are on the injection that are still eating the same foods, and I feel like this is going to be their downfall, because when they come off it, they're going to still enjoy those foods. I know now about portions, just looking at, I didn't think my portions were a lot, but I look at what I do eat now and think, and my husband did say, well, sometimes you'd have a bigger lunch than I would have. I said, yeah, because I'm busy working. And he's like, yeah, but then you'll have a big tea with me. And I'm like, well, maybe. But that's because you're hungry. Everybody's body type is different. We're not all the same. So it is, it's health. It is wealth, and we've sometimes got to take like accountability for it, because if we don't, then we don't. Nothing will change. If I wouldn't have gone to the doctors and I've had my blood test, I wouldn't have known what was going on. But it is a hard thing when our weight can hold us back in life, and it's really improved my confidence. Even things that I want to wear, I'm showing up completely different. Even in my marriage, my relationship's different because I'm not moody about my weight, and I'm not dreading going on holiday this year. Energy is our biggest currency in life. We've got the energy, we've got the main character energy, we're going to show up. And so I'm just making sure that I'm hydrated, I'm moving, my mindset's good, I'm doing my rituals, I'm just manifesting every day, I'm writing everything down. Just stack your habits, like your affirmations and your supplements. So I have my collagen, because we are multitasking all the time, and sometimes we all do it. Our weight can really be the one that lacks the most, because we can really struggle. And I have a lot of mum friends, we all struggle with our weight. We are all unhappy about something. And whatever the way you choose to, we all have different diets, we have our fads, but nothing has worked for me at this rate. So this has really helped. This has really been something that's been quite profound, and it has been like a journey for me. It's like, I can't believe it's like 7 months, like near enough down the line now, and I just can't believe I've got here. I'm like 4.5 stone. So looking at what I should be for my BMI, for a healthy, having my visceral fats come down quite a lot, which is, it's your fat around your organs, which was getting dangerously higher on the scale. So that's come down a hell of a lot. So it might seem a lot, 4.5 stone, but it's not, because I had visceral fat. I had fat around my organs, my liver. That's come. Everything's really healthy now. Really, everything's gone back to normal. So it's like a full reset I'm on now. So I feel like everything's coming together. And I had a lot of stress last year with my nan, and stress can bring on so many different complications within your body. We know that stress can cause so much. I mean, I worked in cardiac rehab, and people come in with heart attacks and strokes through stress, and it wasn't just down to the cholesterol or the weight. It was merely the job and life in general that caused so many health problems. And it is just about, sometimes we need a wake up call, don't we, to move forward with our lives, and So I'm looking after me, and I'm definitely not a preacher. Like, I don't preach people, and I don't really let loads of things publicly online. If people want to ask me questions, I will do. But this has been my journey. This has been me. This is from a health perspective. I've needed to battle this. I feel like it's happened. Like, this year was all about manifesting my health and my weight, and even like I speak to Nan, I'd be like, I need to get fit this year, Nan, and I feel like now, like, I'm not looking after Nan, I'm running after Nan, and my head's different. I'm feeling a little bit selfish as well for me. I said to my mum, I'm always running around chasing after other people, but I feel like, who looks after me other than my husband or my mum? Like, I need to look after me. I need to stop putting other people and situations first. I need to look after me. And you know what? I've noticed I've obviously got a lot more time for myself now because my nan's not here. I was a lot of time caring for my nan, visiting my nan. And now it is, and you need to make it about you, because if we don't, then we'll just end up being unhappy. So, like, especially if we're looking at work and being parents and in a relationship or starting a new relationship, we are guilt tripped so much as parents. Like, you should be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. And people always have an opinion on whatever we do. But you know what? Now I don't really care what people think, because if you're doing something to improve your life, to make your life better, you're doing something safely and you are looking after yourself. I love journaling. I'm looking at all my books now and I'm like, every book has something. I've got my books, I've got my to-do list, I've got my diary, I've got my hairdressing books, I've got the books I've published, I've got everything I need to flourish. And that's all you need, is just to look at everything in life, like, where do you feel like you're lacking the most? You might be really happy with your body and your weight, but you might be lacking in your business. So then we would chuck our focus into that. So we would look at setting like goals. So actually, this is really good. Like, we know what we can step back from this a little bit. This is running really smoothly. Let's look at something we aren't happy with, because sometimes if that other thing has been affected, it can start affecting our health and our well-being and our mindset. Our mindsets can change on a daily. Mine can. I can wake up in a completely different mood, especially if it's my cycle. I'm like, oh. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you, because it is a personal thing and I don't like to talk about. Obviously, I'm pretty open on my podcast what I talk about, but it is someone's life at the end of the day and someone's health. And I feel like you do put pressure on yourself, especially when you tell people, I'm going on a diet, I'm going to lose weight. How many times have we said that? And then you kind of forget, and then we do it. We see people online, they're like, oh, I'm on it now, I'm going to do this weight loss thing, and then people don't do it because we put so much pressure on ourselves. But I've gone away, I've done this. My journey, something I've journaled, I've worked on every day, and I'm really just happy with it. I'm just super grateful. I'm so grateful of my health and where it is. And yeah, you just never underestimate what can happen with your body. And you know what? When I was in my 20s, life was different. My body and my hormones, we do change. We always put pressure on, we should always stay the same. And we look at we can mourn our old bodies from years ago. I mourn my old karate body. It was lean, it was fit, it was throwing up and down into the splits. I'd love to get back to that again. Maybe I could get back to that. I could definitely do it now because I've lost the weight. My weight was restricting me so much in life with everything that I do. And I don't want it to change me as a person, but I want to get back to the old me and feel confident and not be miserable, because it just ruins, your own life. It just ruins other people's when you're miserable. And, like my husband said, we're not going to go on holiday this year and wear a cardigan on the beach. Well, that's my life. I was covering up, and we all know we get to a point where we don't feel comfortable in something. We cover up, don't we? We try and enhance that thing, but we make it look worse. And I keep looking at pictures of like last year, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realise I put so much weight on, because you don't see that. And I don't know I couldn't figure out why I was putting the weight on so much. But life was happening, and my mum, I was a carer, it's life. So yeah, just don't put any pressure on yourself. Just think about vitality and your health and where you want it to look at in the next 6 months. And, if you are struggling, you're going through the same journey as me, send me a message, because sometimes you can be up and down with it. But I feel like just take each day as it comes, have a plan, making sure that you're hydrating, you get your electrolytes in, and you're looking after yourself, because otherwise we end up just spiraling. So anyway, I will leave it there for now. So anyway, have a great day, whatever you're doing. The sun is shining here in the UK, wherever you are. We are just enjoying that little bit of sun because we don't get sun very often. And I'm just getting ready to go on my holiday in a couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be lovely going to Cornwall. So it's like going abroad, going to Cornwall. It's a beautiful place to go. So I will look forward to, getting my new wardrobe out, my new shorts and t-shirts. So I'll leave it there. So have a great day and remember to be kind to yourself because we should be kind at all times. And I will see you later. Bye. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you feel inspired to take action and manifest the life you deserve. Don't forget to come and join me over on social media and Instagram at Busy Mums Fitness Corner for more tips, motivation and behind the scenes. And also be sure to check out my books on Amazon. They're designed to help you manifest your dreams and grow. And if you're ready to take the next step and work with me, you can head over to my Linktree for all the details. Let's make magic happen together. So until next time, keep manifesting and stay amazing.